Hello, guys, and welcome back to the Julia Show. I know you guys are so excited to be listening in today because this is your favorite show on WICR. I mean, we know this is Danny's favorite show,
It
so
has to be.
that's why he's on every week. If you don't know who he is, this random guy back here,
Hi.
it's Danny.
I don't know what it's just such a there. Yeah, just leave. There we go. Just leave that there.
This is Danny, a
Hi.
very loyal contributor to the Julia Show.
Well, again, the fact that I feel like I say this every week, but the fact that I haven't gotten to get out of here yet is I'm honored.
You know, he hasn't gotten paid yet either.
I also have not gotten paid, but I think that's coming in a few weeks.
Right. Yeah, next year.
Next year.
Next year.
Where
if you guys don't get that joke, then watch last episode. Anyway, so it's kind of just occurred to the both of us that this is our second to last show, and we're not going to get emotional yet because I was going to save that for the next episode. But I mean, we can't just avoid the elephant in the room. This is kind of a big deal.
It is. It's sad. I mean, I feel like it's happy and sad because I feel like we're both gonna be off to bigger and better things.
Mm-hmm.
With you going to Miami, and then me hopefully finding a job. Had an interview today.
Okay.
Fingers crossed.
Okay, but, cool.
MGA, give me a chance. You just talked to me, so thanks.
MGA. Okay, give Danny a chance.
Please.
He's a real one.
Appreciate it.
But yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy because I remember first semester, I was so bored with all of my classes. I was a comm I still am a comm major, but I had to take all my gen eds and none of them gave me interest at all. They were very boring.
Which ones did you take again?
For gen ed, my first semester I took Buddhism, psychology, writing.
Did you have to do the Columba thing?
Columba. Yep, I took Columba, and there was one more. I totally forget. Exactly. This is what I mean. They were so boring. I forget. Wow. Oh, sorry. No, this one was actually interesting. Matters of Life and Death Philosophy. That was very interesting. And I had a pretty good professor for that too. It was pretty much just debating and law and philosophy and stuff. But anyway, then I get to my second semester. I'm finally in a communications course. And I'm like, okay, this is catching my attention again, even though, I'm getting straight 70s on the exams.
Joe, you can't do that. Come on, Joe.
It's fine. Even though I'm getting straight 70s on the exams, I don't think it's about the grades. I think it's about what you learn. That's more important. And even though the exam isn't demonstrating what I've been learning, I feel like I do know. I feel like I've retained a lot of information from that class. Anyway, we were talking about so much with radio and the news and stuff and how you have to get started early when you're in this field. And I was just like, whoa, I'm wicked bored on campus. What could I do now? I know all my friends at bigger schools that already have internships and they're on big radio shows.
They have
for
their internships freshman year.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
I know. But usually it's within the school. So
okay.
Someone I know is at Alabama and he's filming the football team and stuff. And that's kind of an internship. So, and he's on the field and that was freshman year in the fall. So that's really early.
He's right at the gate.
Right.
Dang.
So I talked to
Joe.
Professor Joe because he's still my professor. And I was just like, yeah, how can I get involved? Can I do this radio show? What's up? It's like, yeah, I'll connect you with the guy. Okay. And it was Danny. Yeah. Who knew it would be Danny all along? And I did that back in February. Yeah. And obviously during the time that we've been at school, it went by very slow. But looking back at it now, it's wow, that flew by.
It did. I remember your first show. I remember it was about Euphoria. It was Euphoria.
Yes.
It was Euphoria and what was it? It was a silly debate.
Yeah. It was about Dunkin' versus Starbucks.
Yes, with Starbucks right down there.
Talking trash about Starbucks with Starbucks right down the hall. Yeah. Exactly. That's the point of the show. It's about being very upfront and direct.
Exactly. It doesn't get better than that.
Exactly. So, I feel like we've come a really long way. And I mean, you could say I used to plan things out for the show, but now we just show up.
Yeah, that's what kind of that's kind of what happens. I mean, especially for like a talk show like you have.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just you can have like these topics planned out, which obviously makes it a lot easier. But once you get like used to it, which I feel like you have, I feel like you've gotten a better grasp of it like quicker than most people do.
Thanks.
No problem. Like because I feel like you realize that you can just talk about whatever you want and just not have a plan, and just go. Like maybe a month in, usually like there's people that'll like go like they'll get to here and they still don't realize it.
Oh,
Like it happens. But
yeah. Well, I remember thinking like it had to be absolutely perfect if it was a talk show. But, when you watch like all these other talk shows on TV and just like listening to the radio when they have a space in between playing music, like it's not perfectly organized. Like it's pretty messy.
yeah,
They just talk about whatever. They go off topic most of the time.
it never has to be like the thing is like even especially like messing up on air. The amount of times I've misspoken, stuttered, gone 10 seconds without talking on air, like it happens. Like it happens to the best of us, and like you just have to, rather than stress out about it, like you just kind of have to own up to it. Like not own up to it, but kind of just like embrace the mistake and like just kind of just keep moving.
True. Keep rolling.
Gotta keep rolling.
And I feel like people listening would rather hear a normal conversation than something that sounds scripted.
Exactly.
Because from my experience, if I'm driving in the car and I have a long drive, or if I'm folding laundry, just going on a walk, and I want to hear whether it's a podcast or two people talking on a talk show, like I want to listen to it as if like I'm right there having a conversation with them, but just listening, or someone's talking to me. And if I have like a written down plan of everything I'm going to talk about, I'm just going to read it word for word and be like, okay, this is my next thing I'm going to talk about. Like it's better to just let it flow, because you have so many more topics when you just keep talking, because like whatever you talk about branches off into several different conversations, like potential conversations that you can have.
Yeah, exactly. So, and the thing is too, like people are so like with most people in their jobs, they're already having to be as robotic as possible and professional as possible. People don't want to hear more of that robotic like talk like when they're listening to something for fun. They want to hear like a casual conversation with their friends. They want it to be like as you said, like as they're right there.
Like an escape, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. True. Because especially in college, you're just going to experience those robotic lectures every day.
Ugh.
Every day, I swear. I'm not going to say what classes, because I've already said the teachers I have on this show. But sometimes I am just like, what is the point of even showing up today? Besides getting that like the grade for being present, which I hate about small schools or strongly dislike. But it's just sometimes these classes, they just ramble about irrelevant things and then assign something that's due in 2 days that we could have just done in class and, used to ask the teacher questions. I just feel like sometimes professors, if they don't know what their plan is for that day, they kind of just like do whatever they want, and no one wants to do what they want.
Yeah, they want to.
It's not useful.
Yeah, they want to go. Like if you're going to, I love my geography teacher, Professor Gonna love you. I'm just geography is the first subject that came to my head. If you're going to a geography class, you don't want to learn about science. You want to learn about you want to learn about geography. You're there to learn about geography, not about English or science or. I was gonna say chemistry, but chemistry is also science. Same thing.
Right, exactly.
You don't want to learn it. You want to be there to learn what you signed up for.
Exactly. And you can tell which professors have a plan and like follow their syllabus, and then you can tell which ones just kind of do it like they wing it. They do it right off the bat of showing up to class.
Exactly. The funny thing is too, like I'll have like the same professor for like two different classes. Not at the same time, but like I'll have like one professor for, I'll use mass comm example. I'm not going to name the professor.
Okay.
But like I'll have like one professor for this and for one subject, and then a professor for the same professor like the next semester, and they're giving the same lectures. I'm just like, I just took your, I got to, yeah, it's just like
self plagiarism.
You're not going to
exactly.
You're not even going to cite yourself. At least cite yourself when doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
You know something? I have been assigned so many papers for the end of this year as like final grades. And I'll tell you guys right now, I have 3 5-page papers and 3 3-page papers. And like I've already finished 2 5-page ones, which is good, and 1 3-page. So I have 2 left. But it's like sometimes these teachers are assigning papers when it doesn't, like, the class doesn't represent, like, oh, I'm gonna give you a paper, you know what I mean? Like for music, I have a 5-page paper.
Who's your music teacher?
Professor Rosado.
You have Rosado's my
Yes,
guy. I love Rosado.
He's a great professor, don't get me wrong, but 5 pages for music.
Actually, my paper was pretty fun. What was your topic for that? What did you pick for that?
I did.
'Cause I remember that paper.
I did sports branding through music, and I wrote about this study at the University of Florida where they got a bunch of people from the school and did a survey about the UF football team, and they're like, okay, what advertisement like catches your eye the best? And most of the students picked the one where they created their own lyrics for like the school. Like, you know, it's like the swamp at UF, like the Gators, the swamp, like they made their own song about the swamp. So it was just about like how creative you can be with sports branding, and they made their own lyrics for a song like for a college. Like that's pretty advanced.
That's a good paper, and it's similar to what I did actually. I did
sick.
Yeah, I didn't do sports branding. I just did like sports in music.
Okay.
Like what happened to you had lost the cup?
What?
Is that the new cup or the old? Oh, that is the new one. Okay, never mind. It looks like I looked like the old one.
What happened to the cup?
Yeah, I thought like 'cause I remember you had like last time you had the cup, but
oh, the blue one.
Yeah,
I had a blue cup last time. Yes, it's still in Starbucks. I left it there. Yeah.
All right, but yeah. So mine was just sports and music as a whole, and I mainly just stuck. I mainly stuck to basketball, and I did a little bit of baseball too. Like I brought up like how certain players like in baseball like pick their walk up song. Like there was a player, you know, the song Baby Shark. Remember that one?
Yes.
So he picked.
Oh no! Don't get it stuck in my head.
I'm sorry, but he picked that song as his walk up song because his kids love that song.
Okay.
So he picked that like in honor for his kids. And then like there's other like in the NBA like there's players that rap, like Damian Lillard's a rapper, and then there's a player Victor Oladipo who's like a legit singer. He was on Masked Singer actually and did very, very good.
Oh, cool.
Didn't win,
okay.
But like I brought that kind of up, and he got mad at me that I basically just stuck to basketball.
Oh.
Which is true. I should have expanded more, but
that's okay.
Yeah, it was a fun paper to write.
Yeah, it's just for me. Sometimes I feel like the 5-page papers are mostly rambling.
Well, yeah, because like I feel you get to the point where like I try to get I like squeeze out every single word that I can. I'll like write out like so many unnecessary sentences just to get to the length of it.
Exactly. And like that, I just don't agree with that. I think that they should assign papers with at least the length over a page, because then it's not even your writing anymore if you're just making up sentences just to get to the 5-page mark. And it's not even, I would rather have it be a quality paper that's shorter than a not very good paper that's longer. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And the only problem with that to me is like you're gonna get these students that like say, oh, it's only got to be 1 page, and then just write 1 page, even though you know for a fact they can get like 4 out of it.
Right, but then they get a bad grade. So
that is also true.
So there you go. But yeah. Anyway, now on to the title of the actual video. We're going to talk about some lessons we've learned this year. And we touched base on this a little bit last episode, but it was more in correlation to college and making friends and putting yourself out there. So Danny is a senior. He's been here for 4 years, right? Yeah, there you go. Oh, he's graduating. You're graduating.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay. Wow. That didn't even register. And I'm a freshman finishing my freshman year. Amazing year. Am I right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Amazing.
Oh, yeah. It's incredible.
So, yeah, you've definitely learned a lot of lessons in the past 4 years of being here. Because I know I have just for 1 year. And I mean, I feel like the lessons that you learn when you're out of your own house are far more valuable than the lessons that you learn like you know, at, in your own home. Besides, like when you're learning, when you're younger, like learning basic etiquette and morals and values and
Yeah.
stuff. Like the what am I trying to say here? The lessons you learn on your own, right? When you don't have your parents teaching you, I feel like the lessons you learn on your own are the most valuable when you first leave your house. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah, they always say like experience is the best teacher.
Right.
You'll
Right.
learn from doing something rather than being as much as like as good as some professors are. You got a comment.
We have a comment. Kevin.
Kevin!
Happy Wednesday, everyone.
Happy Wednesday, Kev. All love,
He
man.
said, "Congrats, Danny."
I love you, Kev. Kev, I'm gonna miss you. Kev,
What
I'm
about
gonna miss you so
Julia?
much. I love you, Kevin.
Yeah, they love each other. We get it. Anyway, back to the Julia show. No, congratulations, Julia. Kevin. Anyway.
Wow.
Anyways. Danny, would you like to start on the most valuable lesson that you learned your senior year of
My
college?
senior year of college. Dog, that's a thinker.
Or did you not learn any lessons senior
No,
year?
I definitely did. I feel like I grew in some areas and then shrunk in others. But I feel like the biggest thing that I've learned this year is that my career is not my top priority.
Really?
I've learned that I've had I had a deep conversation with my dad. Shout out to my father. I love you, Dad.
Shout out to Danny's dad.
I had a deep conversation with my father over spring break, and he kind of he told me this sophomore year, like going into my sophomore year of college, and like I kind of agreed, but like I still really much valued my career and cared about what I wanted to do, and I still like do, like obviously I want to be happy where I work, but like I've realized that there's people in my life and like my friends and my family that means so much more to me because they're always been there for me. The way he worded it, and I feel, forgive me if I've said this on the show at this point, the way he worded it is that like careers will come and go, jobs will come and go. Your friends and family are there for you forever. So you got to value the people that are there for you forever. So I feel
Aw.
like I used to like value, like my priorities used to go like my career, my family, then myself. And now my career is kind of at the bottom, like kind of third. And then like I care about myself. Like, I want myself to be healthy, and then obviously my people that care about me more than anything. So I feel like that's the biggest thing, is realizing that like your family and friends are way more important than your career.
That's very wholesome.
Thank you.
And I don't think you've ever said that on the show, so that's a good little thing to add.
Thank you. I just wanted to make sure. I know I've said a lot. I'm not
Oh
sure.
yeah, I'm sure I've repeated the same thing a few times here, but I mean that's good for me to know, because going into college, you know, I feel like school and just everything, your environment right now, and even society, I feel like it makes you feel like career is the most important thing, and it's like the driving factor in your life and the only thing that will make you successful. But, you know, other times it's like I find that the most happiest people are the people that really take time to appreciate their family, and they don't make their career their entire life.
Absolutely. I mean, don't get me wrong, everyone's got to make a living. Like
Mhm.
obviously you want to make money, but I kind of realized like if you're gonna go to college for 4 years and get involved in things, your resume eventually is gonna build up on its own. So what I'm trying to say is like, you'll find something. Like
Right.
you're gonna land a job somewhere, whether it's like your major, your dream job, or whatever. You're gonna find something. There's always gonna be something there for you. So like you don't have like. I hate that they like. I mean, at the time it makes sense because like they want you to do well in school and whatever, so they're gonna hammer like the career importance to you. But it's not like there's way bigger things than a job, and there's way bigger things than like how much money that you're going to make. Like if you're like you could get by with like 80K a year.
Mhm.
You could support yourself for like 80K a year, and then from there like move on.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like there's way more important things than what you want to do. Like there's way more important things than a dream job or whatever.
Right. I agree with you. And they always say that like if you don't love what you're doing, it's not really like your job. You know what I mean?
100%.
Or no, what was the saying? It's like it's not a job if you don't have to work a day in your life. What's the saying? Someone comment what the saying is. It's like,
there's a second.
oh, if you love your job, you don't have to work a day in your life. That's
Exactly.
the saying.
Exactly. Like you want to love
Exactly.
you want to love what you're doing, but like I've always told myself that I want to be happy by the time I'm 40.
Mhm.
I don't know what that entails. I thought it entailed doing my dream job, and now I realize that it might not.
No, there's so much.
There's so much more to. Yeah, there's so much more to. Like
so much more.
like freshman year me, I would say I just want to be happy in life, but like and then happiness at that time meant dream job, like doing what like being on the air. That's
Yeah.
what happiness meant to me. I want to wake up, enjoy what I'm doing. But now, like
it's so true. It's so true, and it's all about balance too, because if you hyper focus on one thing in your life, say it's your job or say it's your family, if you just hyper focus on your family, they're probably going to get sick of you, right? You're not going to have money, right? You're just going to be like latching onto your family, and you might not even have a social life or other friends and stuff, or you might not even have your own life. So it's good to have balance. It's good. Obviously, family is one of the most important things, but it is good to have the job that makes you happy, and then your extracurriculars that make you happy. And even if you're out of college and you don't have those extracurriculars, whether that's going on walks, going to the beach, just going on adventures, like those are your extracurriculars. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Doing stuff that makes you happy is like what makes you feel young forever. When you start to feel like you're actually aging, that's probably when you're doing something you don't like every day, and it's tiring you out, whether that's a job, whether that's relationships you're in, whether that's like a place you're stuck in. One thing that I can't stand is when people complain and complain and complain about the situation that they are in, and they are capable of doing something about it, but they don't. That's what I hate.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, I feel like I've been victim of that multiple times. I feel like I have done that, and I hate myself for it. But
no, don't hate yourself. Don't hate yourself.
No, obviously,
because I've done it too. I'm not hating people. I'm saying it's a trait that you can learn from and grow from. But if you keep doing it and you're doing it, it's bad.
Yeah, and I feel like I think I've gotten better with that. I feel like if I don't, especially this year, like I feel like I've realized. I mean, I guess I'll be full transparent. This year, like senior year, has been a lot of fun, but there have been things where like this semester specifically, I've like very much overworked myself from like being an intern, being a student, being the president of this club for how much longer? Like a week and a half, maybe.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So like, I feel like I've been so busy, and like I've never really had time to just kind of just breathe. Like my only times to breathe this semester have been like spring break and like Easter break.
Right.
And I've hated that, but like, I guess like I guess I've started to do stuff about it. Like I've realized like I'm just not gonna do like obviously like basic responsibilities I'm going to do, but like there's stuff that like I guess last semester that I would have gone above and beyond for, that this semester I realized like if I do this, I'm just gonna hate it. I'm gonna hate myself. So I'm just gonna.
And I mean, I think what you're saying is totally accurate, but I don't know if it's the same, because if you're like burnt out and you already have so much on your plate, like you're not really capable of changing the situation that you're in to be happy. You know what I mean?
There's
like,
stuff that I could do though.
Are you obligated to do all that stuff that you're doing?
Obligated? I don't know. Like I don't like last semester. I think I didn't delegate enough. I didn't delegate at all. That was my fault. This semester, I've been delegating a bit more. Like I've been telling people to do other things rather than just shouldering it. So I feel like I have done more for that. But still, like I don't know. It's just not that fun.
Yeah.
It's not fun. Like that's the first time I'll say that on the air too. Like it's just not that fun. Just like I don't know. I'll say more off the air because
okay.
But
we'll shut his mic off real quick.
I'll leave it there for now.
No, you know what? I feel like you have a different perspective on your life when you're overworked versus when you're just having fun with it, because you could have so much on your plate, but you're having fun. So you'd be like, oh my God, I love it. But when it comes to the point where things are just stressing you out to an unhealthy amount, that's when you're gonna not really like it that much. Shout out Kevin
Hi, Kevin.
walking
I
by.
missed Kevin.
I think speaking
I
of,
think he
I
left
think
a
he
comment.
commented too.
What'd he say?
Oh, congrats, Julia.
There you go.
guys.
I miss you, Kevin. I'm gonna miss you. I'll be back. I'll be back to visit. I'm close.
Danny will visit. Yeah.
Well, are you gonna visit?
Maybe I'll visit Starbucks.
Yeah, maybe.
But we have to visit on the same day.
Yeah. Oh, I'll be back. I guess I'll tell you now. I will be back on homecoming weekend.
Okay.
I'll be back homecoming weekend. So if you come during homecoming weekend, I just don't know where. Like, well, actually, you're in Rhode Island. That's gonna be
next year.
Well, next year. Well, if you fly back, you're gonna have. Yeah.
Right.
That's gonna be. That's gonna be tough. I don't know. You're gonna take the train down to Rhode Island and. Well, take the train. Well, what's the train like? You take the train to Stanford, I'm guessing, then go from Stanford to New Rochelle.
Yeah. Well, I take a train near my house. It's like 30 minutes away from my house. It's in Rhode Island, and it goes straight from Rhode Island, passes through like New London, New Haven, Stanford, and New Rochelle. So it goes.
So you don't have to get off at all. You can just you just go.
It's a 3-hour straight train. But let me tell you, it's dreadful. It's absolutely dreadful. I don't recommend taking Amtrak if you're trying to go home every weekend, because I just get sick of it. And, they don't let you sleep. That's one thing.
They don't let you sleep on an Amtrak? It's 3 hours.
Okay. Because the lights are like blinding.
Oh, I thought they meant like the people would be like, hey, wake up.
No. Okay. No. But yeah, they do wake you up, because like sometimes I'll get a row to myself, and I will keep my backpack on the seat next to me, because I don't want people sitting next to me. I want the row to myself. And everybody does that. But for some reason, whenever I do that, I get spoken to. So I don't know how to feel about that, but I can proudly say that last weekend was the last time I will ever take Amtrak from Rhode Island to Iona. Okay? Yeah. Props for that. Props for that. I'm sorry I look so happy that I'm leaving, but like we both said, we're both excited to move on to bigger and better things.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's absolutely no shade towards Iona, because this is some people's dream school, believe it or not, and it is a great education. But sometimes when you just know that you're meant to be someone else, and you know that you don't fit in a certain place, it's like square peg, round hole. It's like you just got to get out. And it kind of relates to the point that I was making earlier about you have to take risks in life in order to be happy. And if you stay in the situation that's making you sad and making you stressed out and making you feel like you hate your life, at that point, it's on you. You're the only person that can get you out of that situation. Your parents can't do it for you anymore. You have to do it yourself. And it was a really, really tough decision for me to transfer, because it was all on me. I couldn't ask people's opinions, because they weren't going through any of the same things that I was going through at all. And I could talk to my parents about it, and they could be logical, but at the end of the day, I was the only one that went through all those experiences. I was the only one that went to Iona for a year out of the people that I talked to for advice and stuff. And the one thing that I probably take away from my parents is like, you don't want to look back at school or look back on your life and wish that you did something else. Like, that's probably the worst thing you can do. If you're paying to go to school at the end of the day, might as well go somewhere where you love it and you're happy, because it's a waste of money, it's a waste of time, and it's just a waste of your life if you are, going somewhere and absolutely miserable.
Yeah, that I was gonna say, because my brother told me that too. My brother who went to St. Bonaventure, if you know where that St. Bonaventure is, in the middle of nowhere.
Okay, I don't know.
Yeah, St. Bonaventure is basically, it's like right near Buffalo. It's like 6 hours from here.
Wow.
He went there because it was cheap, because a lot of my family went there.
Okay.
So it was cheaper for him to go there, and he picked the school based on money. And he hated it freshman. He hated the people he met were awesome. Like, I don't know if it's a similar situation, but like the people that he met were awesome. They're all really nice to him, and he still has friends there to this day. Like friends that graduated because he graduated. Like he has friends that graduated there to this day.
Yeah.
But he hated it because there's just nothing for him to do. And the first, like one of the things he told me when I was picking a school, because I thought about just picking based on money. I wanted to go somewhere cheaper, but Sean, there's a name drop. He told me don't just pick based on pick where you want to go. Don't pick based on money because you end up like me. And he ended up transferring twice.
Oh wow.
Yeah, well, because he went local the next year and then spent 2 years
Okay.
at Dominican, which is like right down the road.
Okay.
So yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. Like you might you're gonna be paying it regardless.
Right.
Like you might as well just go somewhere where you're gonna have fun.
Yeah. Even if you do get a full ride somewhere, right? Like that's worth it. But at the end of the day, you're still paying for stuff while you're in college. You're paying for your food, your stay, going out and stuff, like everything else you're paying for. And you want to be happy. You don't want to look back and when someone asks you about college, be like, it was all right. But another thing that could be contradicting to this is, everybody talks about the college experience, right? Like, oh, college is the best 4 years of your life. See, I don't know how I feel about that because if I'm 50 years old and I look back and I'm like, yeah, the best time in my life was when I was in college. Like, okay, so nothing good happened like 30 years later? Like, you didn't have any kids, you didn't get married, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
That's one thing that I probably could disagree with when people say it's the best 4 years of your life. I think it's probably one of the most thrilling and exciting years of your life.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's probably the best way to put it. Like, it's
Right.
just because it's just so unpredictable.
Exactly. And it's the first time that you are, leaving the house and flying away. You know what I mean? Like it's all on you. You are by yourself, completely by yourself for the first time. Unless you're commuting, but same thing. Like you're meeting all these new people and you're doing things that you've never done before. And you're probably learning things you've never learned before. So it definitely is the most exciting 4 years of your life, but I don't know if it's the best because I mean, again, if you're looking back, and you can't say that you had any better 4 years in your life, that might be sad.
I was gonna say, like, you're getting married. I'm assuming if you want to have kids and get married, you're gonna have kids. You get married from after college, unless sometimes not mission consistent. But you can you're gonna have kids like after college, have a family after college, get married after college, go to your friends' weddings after college and whatever.
Right.
You're gonna have so many times and moments, like vacations too, like really nice vacations that you go on and whatnot. And then seeing the best part of it is seeing your kids grow up.
Right.
Like, I mean, I don't know what it's like, but I'm sure it's
Danny knows what it's like.
I do not. Mom, I do not have a kid. But yeah, I'm sure that is the best part of it, just seeing that happen, because again, that's what I've heard.
Exactly. And you know what? College is what you make of it. Like there is no rule book. There's no certain college experience that limits you. Like say you don't have this college experience. Oh, then yours isn't any good. That's not true. There's no one size fits only for a college experience. Everybody has different experiences. And I was really scared at first because I was like, wow, transferring. I'm literally transferring. I picked this school that I was going to go to for 4 years, play Division I volleyball, and graduate and then be on my way to my master's. But here I am. I had no idea this would happen. I'm not playing collegiate volleyball anymore. And I'm just flying to Florida, on a limb because there's something telling me that I need to be there. And it's a great school. It was my dream school. Couldn't get in with the grades I had before, but now it's when something's meant for you and you just got to take the leap of faith and go for it. So I was a little bit afraid that this wasn't the ideal college experience at first, but now I'm learning it's really what you make of it. And honestly, when I look back, it's probably going to be such a cool thing to think about that I actually took that chance, and I assumed that I'm really assuming that I'm going to love it there because I've loved it all multiple times I've visited. And my cousin goes there, he's told me about it. So I'm pretty much most definitely sure I'm going to love it there. But anyway, it's going to be cool looking back, being like, wow, I really did that. I really got myself out of a situation that I was miserable in, and I changed it, and I went somewhere where I loved it and I thrived. Like that is something, that I will probably be proud of instead of thinking, oh, it wasn't the ideal college experience.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like another thing that I've learned, I don't know, again, if I said this last week and repeating myself, just tell me to stop talking. But I feel like one of the big
Stop talking. No, go on.
I was gonna say, like, one of the biggest things for me too in terms of a college experience is that, like, it doesn't, like, a school can have, obviously it helps if a school like has like all these things and activities and stuff going on and liveliness on campus and stuff like that. But I feel like the biggest thing is the people that you meet first. The people that you meet, because I'll be honest, Iona is not going to have a lot to do compared to a U Miami or a U Alabama or one of these big schools that I'm forgetting. But like it comes down, like one of the biggest reasons why I stayed and enjoyed it was because of the people that I've met. And I feel like that's a big factor I threw into it. And sometimes obviously like you can meet these great people, but like you realize that like it's not for you either way, and you can transfer out and have even greater times with even greater people in a different school. But I don't know. I feel like I've heard like these stories, and I feel like forgive you for like scaring you for U Miami because you're gonna enjoy.
Not.
Yeah, because you're gonna enjoy U Miami. U Miami is a lot of fun. I've heard, but I feel like I feel like I've heard like stories of like, I guess not transferring into your dream school, but like going to your dream school right out the gate.
Yeah.
And then realize like, oh, this is awful.
Realizing you hating it. Yes.
Yeah.
I've heard so much of that. I've seen people think that U Miami is their dream school and transfer out. It's really just, I don't think that if you take a school, right? Not every single person is going to hate that school. You know what I mean? Everybody has a place for them. Everybody has people for them. Like, everyone's going to fit in somewhere. Even if you think that you don't fit in here, you're going to fit in somewhere else. And Iona is the best place for some people, and Iona might be the worst place for other people. And that's the same thing with all these dream schools like U Miami or Clemson or like Alabama, Arizona State. Like there's a lot of people that think that they would love it there, and then they get there and they're like, wow, this isn't the place for me. And they learn from being there what they like and what they don't like out of a school. And if they decide to transfer, then they probably transfer to a better option. So I totally agree with you. I've seen people, think that like even George Washington University is their dream school, and then they hate Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
So it's like, what can you do? You just learn from what you've experienced, and you take what you learned and you take it with you. Pack your things and you go.
Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more.
Right. And like, even if you are in a situation right now and you think that it's not for you and you want to get out of it, but you can't, like, what would you tell people out there that are in a really tough situation? Say they're at a school that they really don't like, or they have a job they don't like, but they don't have the means, or it's really tough for them to get out of it, or maybe they're just scared in general because they feel like they'll lose everything that they already have.
Well, the way I look at it is this, like if you're not having, let's say like you're at a school and you don't like it, but like you can't leave. I would say just say screw it, bleep it, like just get involved in as many things as you can. And if it doesn't work out, the worst thing that happens is you're not going to get lower than that. Like you're not going to go, like I'd say at that point you're at 0. You're not going to go lower. You're never going to go lower than 0 if you try to go to 1. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I know what you mean.
So I feel like in that situation, you might as well just say bleep everything. I might as well just try to get involved in stuff because I know I can't leave. I might as well just try to branch out and see what happens.
Right.
And who knows? Maybe you find something awesome. Maybe like you join a fraternity or sorority that you becomes awesome, or like you join like the robotics club or club sports or whatever it is that you enjoy,
or the radio show.
True.
That is very good advice, because honestly, I don't know what I would be doing right now if I wasn't involved in multiple things here at Iona. Even just, you know, I know nobody wants to think about their classes, right? But, if you have the drive and the focus to really do well, it helps like scheduling. I'm going to go to these office hours. I'm going to stay on top of my work. That kind of helps, the days go by faster and then you feel more accomplished and you get these grades. You feel good about yourself and, you go home for the
Yeah.
summer, enjoy your summer. And worst case scenario, if you really, really hate the school you're at, you know what? Go to community school near your house for a couple years, get the credits. You're going there for free, and then transfer somewhere else. And most of the time, when you go to community school in your state, sometimes they have a plan where you can transfer to a bigger state school for free. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean I mean, well, free. I don't think it's free. Like at least in New Jersey, it's not
For
free.
for Rhode Island, I believe it is.
You can go to community college for free in Rhode Island.
Yeah, you go to
What?
yeah, so you go to Community College of Rhode Island for 2 years for free. And if you do well in those 2 years, you can transfer to University of Rhode Island, and I believe you get free tuition.
Wow.
I think so.
I
And same
wow.
thing down in Miami, not at Miami, but I think if you go to a community school in Miami, it might be like Broward or like Miami-Dade, and you transfer to FIU, Florida International University, you go there for free.
Wow.
So there are endless options out there. I believe you are not always stuck in the situation you're in. There's so many options in this world. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
I
Not
do-
even just the country we're in this entire world. There are so many options. There are so many things you can do. You just have to be creative. You have to think out of the box.
I was gonna say that I feel like that. I feel like for me, I realized that once I got out of high school and started college. In high school, I feel like I was so restricted in what I was allowed to what I was allowed to think, allowed to do, and all that stuff. And like in college, like I kind of stayed in that bubble of like restricting ideas and stuff like that. And then I realized like, wait, there's no one telling me what to do. I can just kind of do it.
Yeah.
So I feel like it takes time for people to realize like I can like if I want to do something, I don't have to get permission for the most part. I can just go on and do it.
Right. I also, going off of that, I also believe that in order for someone to take action, they have to personally realize it. No matter how many times someone else tells you, this is what's best for you, this is what's right for you, you're going to be happy if you do this. I feel like people are never going to listen to other people until they realize it for themselves. Whether that's even if you talk about this is like say you're in a job, right? And like it's all right and you don't like it that much and people are telling you just quit your job and go apply for new ones. Like you're going to think like, "Oh my god, if I quit my job, like I might not get a better one. I might get a worse one." And like it's not until you feel it within yourself and you realize like, "Okay, I can do it. I can quit this job and I can find something better." That's when you do it,
Yeah.
I rarely find people that are like, "Oh, I want to transfer out of the school," and someone tells them, "You should transfer." And they're like, "Okay, I will." Like, you have to really come to the realization and be like, "Okay, this is what's best for me. You know what? I don't like it here. I want to remove myself from this situation." And I think that comes along with a lot of like self-reflection, being in tune with yourself, knowing yourself well. If you don't know yourself that well, you're not going to have those intuition feelings. Like when you realize something, that's your intuition telling you you should do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like that takes time for certain like some people pick up on it like that, and then there's other people that like will take like that will take. I gotta get a coaster in here at some point. But
I know.
but no, yeah, you're good. You can place that. It's fine. But I feel like there's a what was I gonna say? I feel like it's like there's like a learning curve, not a learning curve. Like there's like it takes time for people to realize these things about themselves because especially as something as big, at least in this moment in time, like something as big as transferring, because like that's a big thing. Like that, at least at this point in our lives, that's a big thing.
Yeah.
So like I
Definitely.
feel like it takes time for people to like really realize like, do I really want to? Because you start to question like, do I really want to do this? And like you sit on it for a bit, and you're just like, yeah, I do, and then you just gotta do it.
Right. You just got to rip the Band-Aid off.
You do.
That's what you have to do.
Always have to.
I think that's the key in life. sometimes if you want to end something in your life to move on to a different chapter, people think that doing it slowly and easing into it is the less painful way to do it, but honestly, it makes it even more painful. So, I suggest this goes out to anything in life, okay? If you just want to move on to a different chapter, just rip the band-aid off and do it. It's going to be painful either way. You'd rather have it be painful for a shorter period of time than a long and anxious,
Yeah,
period of
absolutely.
time.
And the thing is, like, it's like I could use that in life right now. Actually, that's some good advice.
Rip the Band-Aid off.
Rip the
I should
Band-Aid
have
off.
titled the show that. That would have been good clickbait.
That would have been perfect.
And I should have
clickbait.
brought in a real
A
Band-Aid.
and just rip it off.
Okay, so if you're going to take one thing away from the show, I'm going to repeat it again for emphasis. Rip the Band-Aid off.
Just get rid of it. Rip the Band-Aid off.
That's my life lesson. Okay.
There you go. That is the mark that you leave at Iona College.
So if you're thinking you want to study abroad, the relationship you're in isn't for you and you want to leave it, you want to transfer schools, you want to quit your job and do something different, or you just want to, move across the country because that's what's best for you, rip the Band-Aid off and do it.
Exactly.
Do it. Just do it, because
do it.
you know what? We're so young. Like, this is the time to make those mistakes.
Yeah,
if not saying it's a mistake, not saying transferring or any of those things are mistakes, but if they were to be, they're so much easier to fix now than 10, 20 years in the future when you have a whole family and you're married. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like the consequences now are like, you get a bad grade on something, or like, I don't know. Like, it's I feel like the consequences now are so much.
They're much less significant.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Like if you have a full-on family and a house, like, obviously don't just pack up and leave. We're not talking to you. This is a college target audience. College kids, maybe high school.
Kevin said a few things, I think.
Kevin is blowing up the chat right now.
What did he say?
Okay, it's just emojis. Oh, he said, "I'm going to miss you." He's probably talking about Danny.
No, he's not. He's definitely talking about you as well. He definitely meant
okay,
Sable.
Maybe he is. I'm so mean to Kevin, but
how could you be mean to Kevin?
It's just love. It's just tough love,
Yeah. Kevin is. I saw Kevin yesterday. When I was up in La Penta. I was getting food, and like I was just kind of like sitting there, and like you're standing there. And he goes, "Danny, happy Tuesday." I'm just like, Kevin. Yeah. It makes my day. It makes my day. It does. It makes my day to see him.
I had a conversation with Kevin yesterday, actually. Or maybe I should have just made this anonymous, but I had a conversation with Kevin yesterday. And it was about, you don't have to be happy every single day. Yeah. And if you go to Iona, you know what we're talking about. I feel like everybody knows Kevin as like Happy Monday, Happy Tuesday. Like, hello. Like, do you ever feel any other emotions other than happy, right?
Yeah.
And he was telling me, like, I don't know, I'm just not feeling it today. Like, not feeling like it's a happy Tuesday for me. And I was like, you know what? That's okay. And I feel like you need to acknowledge the emotions that you have, accept them, and then move on when you're ready. Like, you don't have to bring something out of you that isn't there.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't need to fake it.
Yeah, you can't really force it. But like, I don't know. Like, it's hard because I feel like you can tell if like for the most times. And I feel like I'm not saying, and I'm not accusing anyone or saying anyone's doing this, but I feel like you can tell most times, like when someone's forcing it.
Yeah.
Like it's like you can know, like you can tell if someone's being authentic about something. Like you can.
Right at this point in our lives.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So sometimes it's harder to decode than others, but like you can definitely you can figure it out.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah. And like I feel like I used to think this, that if I wasn't happy, like if there's just a day where I wasn't happy, I'd have to pick apart everything that I did that day and find reasons, like, why am I not happy right now? Like, this isn't normal. Like, nothing's really happened to me today. I'm just sad for no reason. But you know what? Like, there's other stuff in your life that's going on that you don't even know about. Like, you're stressed about assignments and stuff, and you don't even acknowledge that you are, right? You might not like your situation that you're in. You might just be like burnt out from school and tired and stuff. So my point is, it's okay to not be happy every single day. That doesn't make you any less of a person,
Yeah,
you
it
know,
doesn't,
than
like-
other people. Like, we're human. Everybody feels emotions, even if it's for no reason. There's always a reason that you don't know about. So that's my point. If you ever see Kevin out there giving you the happy Monday love, make sure you give it back.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that is so hard. Okay?
It is. Like, give it back. Like,
That is
that's
really
what I do.
hard.
I make sure to give it back to him. And I think he just commented, "Oh, I don't know what he said, but I see a comment and I see a heart." So
He's
Kevin,
gonna take this and run with this now. He's gonna be like, Julia, you were nice to me.
I love you, Kevin.
That's Casey and Aunt. Thanks, guys. I feel the love. You know,
Aw.
this is one thing I will say about Kevin. No matter how mean I am to him, okay, he and everybody else in Starbucks, Casey, Mizba, Steph, Najee, I just gotta call them all now.
Yeah,
All of them out.
give him a shout out.
Like, they all deserve the love because they're giving love to all these sad, confused, stressed
college
campus,
students.
college students, like every day, you know? And I'm sure there's many times where they just don't get it back. So,
So
we're giving it to you
yeah,
right
we
now.
love you. We love you
So-
for what you got. We love you for who you are and what you do. It's all I can say.
Right.
I know I rarely go in there. I'm not a Starbucks drink guy, but I appreciate you because I hear nothing but good things about y'all.
Right. Exactly. So, you know, going back to what we were saying before about like being in a situation you don't like and say you can't change it right now. I probably said this on the last episode, but find things in that situation that do bring you joy. I thought that being here was, you know, going to be the death of me.
Yeah.
I literally thought that I was going to die and, and rest here. I thought, like, this is it for me. This is the end of my life. But you know what? I did what I said on the last episode, and I just sat in Starbucks every day, and I made some great friends. And we saw the Batman movie.
Yes, you did. And I remember you brought that up last week.
Yes.
That was, I have to see it still.
Very good movie. I still recommend it. Yeah, even though Kevin has seen it 10 times. Jesus.
10's a lot, especially for
Yeah.
like that's like a 3-hour movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Wait, that's 30 hours. Like, that's way too
Yeah,
much.
I know one of
Anyway.
my friends saw Endgame like 12 times, but
Oh God.
which is also 3 hours.
Gosh.
But if
But
you like
yeah.
it that much, you like it. There's nothing
Yeah.
I can't control it.
Exactly. Anyway, you know, when you're in a bad situation, it's going to force you to grow. Discomfort is going to force you to get out of your shell and find things that you actually like to do. You know, you're not coming home every night to your mom's home cooked meal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you got to find things you like in the dining hall. Even if you think the food sucks there, you got to be creative.
You
right?
got it. I mean, it's edible, most of it.
Right.
I-
You know, I just eat the same like 4 things, but I just rotate them.
That's what I do. Like I hate like sometimes I will go back to back on accident. I'm just like, oh, why did I
Yeah.
do that to myself? And then I just
Exactly.
kind of
But that's the point of college, you know?
Yeah.
Every college has its strengths and its weaknesses. You just got to find what you like. And if you don't like anything at all, I'm a great example.
yes, you could just rip the band-aid off.
Right.
as you
Rip the
said.
Band-Aid off. And for people out there that think that transferring is so difficult, it is not. You know, the transfer applications are actually much shorter than high school applications. Like half the amount shorter. Not my U Miami one though, because I had to write a couple essays for that. But other schools out there, like even prestigious schools like Tulane, all I had to do was put in my date of birth, you know, my information, and then send over my transcripts.
Yeah,
That
it's
was
not
it.
bad at all.
Yep. Easy. So you've got so many options out there. If you want to be happy, you have to be creative. There's another thing. Okay.
Couldn't
Well-
agree more. We got one more comment I see.
It's all Kevin.
I love you, Kev.
Danny, I'm down to watch it again with you, man. No. Danny's not down.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I'll see if I have time. I am quite busy. Because I'm interning and presidenting and graduating. But if I have time, Kevin, I will see it with you.
How sweet. Anyway,
Yeah.
thanks for the invite.
You're welcome to come too.
Anyway, I'm getting excluded on my own show.
I just
Wow.
invited you.
Okay, so we're going to wrap this up now. Wow, I can't believe we're wrapping up the
Second to last
second
one.
to last show.
We got like an hour left to this, or I guess as long as you want to go.
Right.
I would say as long as you want to go on this one, but I'm gonna take this time to selfishly plug an event tomorrow taking place right here from 12 to 6. We will be doing sweet treats and hot takes. You can get it's gonna be a 6-hour charity live stream. You can pay $1 to get some treats, and you pay an extra $1 or whatever. I don't know what the prices are just yet to get on the air and just talk.
I'll be
And
there.
please come through. And it'll be all the money will be going to the International Women's Media charity. I believe that's the name of it. But yeah, go. It's a good cause. It's a combined event with WICR, ICTV, and the Ionian, aka
Cool.
every single media club. So yeah, I'll be here I'll be setting up, and then I'll be here from 1 to 6, most likely,
Okay.
because I have class from 12 to 1.
I'll be around.
Yeah, so stop
Especially
by,
for the
stop by, yeah,
treats.
stop by, donate, take what you want, get on the air, talk
Yeah.
a little bit. It's be a good time.
You know what I just thought of? You've never had me on your show.
You've never, I haven't. I mean,
Wow.
I mean, I don't know if you want.
Wow.
I don't know if you want to be on the show tomorrow. That show is a tough. Like we don't. We don't recommend that show.
You don't recommend your
ADHD
own show.
ADHD. I don't. I recommend H24 Sports. That one because that's like sports.
I
like
have
sports.
ADHD.
You have
so-
ADHD too. Then you fit right in.
Right.
Yeah.
So get me on. You got to get me
yeah.
on
I'll see. It's not my decision.
before what?
It's not. It's not up to
Okay.
me. I'll get you on. I'll get you on.
Okay. It's not up to him, but it's his own show.
It's
right.
not mine. It's Kyle's show. I don't
think-
have it. None
I
of the
think
shows.
Danny is cut off the Julia show.
No, you can go. You can come on. If you want to come on, you can.
Okay. Let me know.
I will.
Anyway, so wrapping this up now, I mean, if you've to the one person watching, probably Kevin, if you've been following this show since February,
Thank you.
props to you. And if you're listening to this right now, find me on campus and I will give you $1. Unless your name is Kevin, I will not give you $1.
What if it's just a bunch of Kevins that isn't Kevin that they're just gonna be insulted?
Then if your name is Kevin, but you don't work at Starbucks, I'll give you $1.
What if it's just a bunch of Kevins that work at Starbucks across the country? I don't know. I'm just going.
Then
on.
too bad. Life's not fair.
Wow.
There, take that away from this. Anyway, so wrapping this all up, we can do a little mini recap here. I feel like it's bittersweet, but it's more bitter than it is sweet. Or I don't know. Bittersweet is just the perfect word for it. It's just sad.
Yeah.
Because not only am I saying goodbye to this show next week, I'm saying goodbye to you.
Well,
as
I don't
like
think it's not gonna be. It'll be see you later.
it's sad. Obviously, I'll see you on campus around and stuff.
No, I meant like it'll be like a see you later, as in like I'll still be in your life if you want me a part of your life, I will be in your life.
Yeah.
If not, then I guess it's a goodbye. But
True. Oh, okay. Well, okay. So it's a see you later for Danny.
It's a see you
This is
later.
like High School Musical 3 graduation.
Yeah. that was
Except Danny's the only one graduating. But you know what? This is what happens in life. Like you gotta cherish the good things that you've had and move on to the even better things you're going to experience. So, this was a really great thing for me that definitely got me through spring semester, especially, having it on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. was really tough at first because I would be like about to fall asleep and I'd be like,
Wait, because you
wow.
had volleyball.
Right. I'd be like, wow, I have my radio show today. Okay. What am I going to talk about today? I don't know. We're just going to walk in and talk. But, it's just, it's weird to look back.
No tears yet.
This is, no tears. Definitely no tears right now. I mean, this is the first time I've felt like almost speechless on my own show because I haven't really looked back to all the shows we've done or all the shows like even I've just done on here. I feel like it has to have been 8 shows, 2 months worth, right?
Yeah, it's at least 8.
So it's just crazy because I felt like I made a true connection to WICR radio, made a true connection to Danny here. And it's crazy like what you miss out on if you just don't put yourself out there. If I had never went up to Professor Joe that day, I wouldn't be sitting here right now rambling.
Yeah, we would have never met.
Right.
Yeah, like it's awesome how things work.
Yeah,
It's awesome
it's
how it works out.
crazy. So trust the process and have faith. There's some
Yes.
college wisdom.
Yes, and we
So-
just crossed the hour mark too on the dot, which is fire.
Wow. So, we did a lot of great things on the show, which we're gonna
Right.
recap more next week. So be sure
To tune
to
in.
all you one people
Yeah,
out here,
Kevin.
be sure to tune in next week. It's gonna be the most important show on the Julia Show for WICR, because we're going to talk about future plans for next year. We're going to talk about all the accomplishments we've made.
Am I gonna have to bring the tissue box? We're gonna have,
Right.
we have to bring a box of tissues for each of us and just.
Yeah. I might shed some tears next week.
I might too, cause well, I mean, I already this is man.
It's so weird
I know.
because another thing, if we're going to talk about wisdom here, I feel like time can't tell how strong your relationship with anything is. You know what I mean? Like a friendship, a romantic relationship, or a job you took, or a club you're involved in. Some people could have been here for all 4 years and been like, it's just the radio show. Like, it's just something I did for the resume. But I've only been here for less than 2 months. And I feel like I've been here for years,
Yeah, that's the power of it. I mean, that's this. I could say, I'll say more next week, but I guess the gist of it is that no matter what I've had going on campus, this station right here has been an escape for me at least an hour a week. And now it's multiple hours a week, which is awesome.
Very true. Yeah. So
Yeah.
hopefully it's multiple for me too, if I can get on Danny's show.
Yeah, you're more than welcome to.
That'd be sad. If you told all my one viewers out there that I was invited and then I wasn't, that'd be really sad.
You are welcome to be on the show.
See, I have to be on the show. I have ADHD. So.
Yeah, exactly. So it works out.
So yeah, shout out to Danny's ADHD show. Go watch
Don't
that.
watch it. That is a bad show.
I haven't even watched it. I should watch it.
I'm telling you right now, it's just well, the thing is I say that too, and then my co-host Kyle will agree with me, because he doesn't watch it.
Oh god.
He doesn't watch it, and I don't watch it, but I'll watch a little bit of it just to see what we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
But it's, I don't know. People like it though. People do like it. So if you like it, go for it. If not, I'm not gonna push it on you.
Right. Same thing with the Julia Show.
No,
It sounds conceited.
This
but it's
this is a good show. I can tell you confidently, this is a good show.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you. Well, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. So anyway, thank you guys. Thank you, guy, girl, so much for tuning in.
Yeah.
It's been a great run, but we have one more show next week.
The run's not over just yet.
Right. The run is not over. So make sure you tune in next week, Wednesday, 8 p.m. Do not forget. It's the last show.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. 12 to 6 too. Be here for treats and hot takes. Sweet treats and hot takes. Be here for the event. It's going to be a great
I will
cause.
be here for that.
Perfect.
All right, guys.
All right. Take care.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Signing off.
Signing off.